So, welcome back to another episode of Are We Convinced? This is the podcast where we deep dive into the strange, the funny, the serious topics that have captured our attention throughout the week. I'm Peter.
I'm Tyree.
And welcome to episode 8.
Episode 8 already. That's a bit mad.
And it has been a wee bit of a break. I mean, I don't want to go into Christmas. I don't want to go into New Year. But it's been a while.
It has been a while. It's been busy. It's been a wee bit hectic.
I haven't heard as many resolutions this year.
No, actually, I haven't heard a single resolution. I was in the shop yesterday and I heard someone say Happy New Year, and I was like, is it not a bit late to say Happy New Year now?
Yeah.
I read somewhere that you should only say Happy New Year within the first 3 days of the new year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it's getting a wee bit on for that now.
I know. And you're like 8 days into the dry everyone is just dry January.
Yeah, I mean, apart from me.
Yeah, I can't. Like, see if you're especially if you're bought drink for Christmas, then what do you do? You can't just stir it in your house.
Yeah, you have to
just be there.
You have to open it and relive the festive spirit.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy it's all over though.
I just didn't feel like Christmas to me.
Yeah,
I didn't get much of a break to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. It does kind of come and go, and then you hear people say that's it over for another year. I hate that
every single year.
Like, literally, my neighbor was walking past on Boxing Day, and he was like, "That's it over for another year."
But then they also say, "Oh, aren't you glad that's over?" Like,
I know.
No.
Yeah.
I want my Christmas dinner at least once every month.
Mm-hmm. Would you be that big of a fan?
I just love cranberry sauce.
Right, okay.
It's top tier.
I think it's one of those things, if you have it too much, you would get sick of it.
I would have an entire pot I had an entire pot just to myself on Christmas Day. And I'm not going to apologize for that, because, I mean, you just have to. It's a once a year thing.
Mm-hmm.
Got to make the most of it.
I know. That's true. But I am secretly glad that it's January and that we can just move on. Yeah, I mean, my notepad has been pretty full, to be fair. I say notepad. The notes on my phone has kind of been non-stop over the past few while.
What have you got for me?
So, obviously, with me being in a wedding band, and weddings kind of turn into Christmas parties in December, and then January is quite dead. Okay, so the past couple of weekends, the past couple of nights, kind of sitting and not knowing what to do with yourself.
Okay.
Because in summer, if you're out maybe 4 nights a week doing a wedding.
Yep.
And then
I know where this is going.
Yeah, I've got two things that I need to mention, and I probably need to mention the first thing is that I became addicted to something which I never thought I would become addicted.
Are we talking about with what I think?
Yeah, we are. Because as a teenager, right, I was like any other teenager and played PlayStation, went out on my bike, went out on my BMX, was playing football and all of that. So I was never really addicted to anything. But now that I have a wee bit of spare time in my hands, I find myself playing the Power Wash Simulator game on PlayStation. And even saying that out loud, this feels like therapy.
Honestly, I think you need therapy. Let's just point out the fact that I messaged you it was about 12:15 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't reply, so I was thinking, okay, he's probably just went to sleep. That's fine.
Which should have been the occasion.
That's what you should have been doing. I'm scrolling through TikTok. Next thing you know, I see Alive beside your name, and I was like, oh, here we go. I know exactly what this is going to be. Click into it. This man's playing power washing at 1:30 in the morning, and you saw me enter the chat, and you were like, oh, I forgot to reply to her.
It's at that moment where, and by the way, so on TikTok, I put up this video, right? Even when I open TikTok now, I'm still getting notifications. I'm annoyed that it went viral in a way, because it's got 750 odd thousand, not to be big headed, but and people are still commenting and liking. So that's what got me into the game, because there's so many people on about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's then when your name came in to the live, and when real life kind of kicks in, I'm like, what am I doing? All these people like I didn't know, and they were like, they were telling me what nozzle to do. They were telling me what direction to power wash in. They were like experts.
And then there was just
And then
little,
there was a wee kick of real life, and I'm just thinking, it's 1:30 in the morning here.
and you were like, oh, I think I've been on for about half an hour. No, it was like
Well, I'm not afraid to admit it. 4 hours was the when I ended it. It said you've been on for 4 hours.
did you not? I swear I was. Now this just shows how bad both of our sleep schedules are. But I swear I was on TikTok at like 3 a.m. and you were still on alive.
The second one, this should have ended the first one, but the second one I did ended at 2:45 in the morning. And this is why I need to be working. This is why I don't need time off.
You need to do something.
But then I kind of turned it into something where I kept mentioning in the podcast then.
Yes.
So I turned it like on its head.
Hello to all of our new followers.
Yeah, we should actually say that. Hello to all the fellow power washers out there.
We have you to thank for that. Mm-hmm. So fair enough.
Now, just to like devil's advocate and all that, and be the other side. See if anyone mentioned like a simulator game to me, I would just think nerd, like top tier nerd.
Now you are the nerd.
Yeah, because you do see people on TikTok with like full setups, like if they're driving trucks or they're like flying planes and they've turned their bedroom into a plane, and they're just live streaming all day. That's the part where I don't want to get to. I don't want to be holding a power washer in my room, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could hang up like specific nozzles on the walls.
Yeah. I mean, I could get a job out of it.
If you're gonna be that good at power washing in a game, you need to be that good at power washing in real life.
Mm-hmm. I power washed once in my life, and I said never again.
And now you're constantly
and I'm doing the virtual one, because power washing, like, it vibrates muscles that I didn't even know I had in my arm. You know, like your whole body shakes when you power wash.
Mm-hmm.
It's grim. I couldn't do it every day. That's one of the things that I've been doing over the past week or so.
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned at the fact that the power washing simulator game commented on your video.
That's I didn't want to mention that. I didn't want to get too big headed, but now you say that,
Yep.
That's when you know you've made it.
Yeah. Definitely.
It's like anything. If you put a video up of anything, and the company comments,
that's how you know you've.
That's
probably how you also know you've gone too far.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on the kind of brand deal.
Right.
So maybe like a new power washer.
One.
Yeah. Sponsored by power washing. Anyway, so what I was going to say is, because of all this free time, I've then also been reflecting on weddings.
Okay.
Me kind of working in weddings, I don't want to come on and slag weddings off.
Mm-hmm.
But the particular bit that I want to slag off, are you convinced that buffets are a good thing? Or like they're a good idea at a wedding? Do you enjoy a wedding buffet?
At a wedding, probably not.
When I think the whole scenario, like you have a massive dinner, then you have like a couple of hours of entertainment, you have a break, there's the defined break of the buffet, and then you have to eat more. Like when does that happen on any other occasion? You've just ate a massive 3-course meal, and a couple of hours later you're going to be eating chicken goujons and pizzas and sausage rolls and birthday party food.
That is not what I thought you meant there. I thought you meant having a buffet as like the actual wedding dinner.
No. I'm talking about the buffet. Like most people would have their dinner a couple of hours, like at 9 o'clock, they stop for this hot meal when you've just had a meal a couple of hours earlier. Yeah, no.
That's too much food.
It is too much food.
Too much food. I couldn't.
But why? But I don't understand why it's it's the done thing now.
Is it that normal to have a buffet?
100%. Every single wedding.
Nah, I couldn't. That's too much food.
And then being there and working at it, you automatically go up to the buffet. When you've had dinner at home and you're going to work, but there's that break in the night where you have to go and have a buffet. So we all just get fat for no reason.
I mean, are you complaining about free food?
Not complaining about free food. I'm just complaining about if I was there as a guest and having to. I think if you're at someone's wedding, you feel obliged to do that kind of thing.
Yes. Yes, I
If it's
totally get that.
if it's like a birthday party, it doesn't matter. But it's someone's wedding, so like you don't want to be the person to.
To not have something.
Yeah, someone's paid for it. So
Yeah.
yeah. But that's just one thing I'm not convinced about.
I can't see you know more about that than I do because you're always at weddings. I think I go to a wedding maybe once every 10 years, so
That's interesting, actually. You say that. Yeah, I suppose if you are a guest, you're not there. You're not being involved in it as much. Not that's that. You know what? Actually, that makes sense because I'm seeing it so much. Maybe that's why I'm questioning it. But the ordinary person is maybe going to be at one wedding a year, so it doesn't phase them.
yeah. Yeah,
So,
it never comes across as a talking point for me.
yeah. That's a very good point. But I'm still not convinced.
Okay.
I just think so much food. I just think yeah, and then to eat all that food and then to go up to the dance floor and dance all night. The
Oh,
last thing I want to be doing after a buffet is dance.
I know you feel like a burst sofa.
Yeah,
I feel like a burst sofa after one plate of dinner, never mind a
uh,
starter, a main, dessert.
but yeah. So that's all I have to say on that front because if I go down the rabbit hole too much, I'll maybe say something that I shouldn't be saying. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna just leave it at that.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
Okay, let's stay on the topic of food for now. You ever heard people who work at McDonald's and they tell you how um like what's the word not how unfresh the food is, but if you keep the food for a length of time, it won't change. Like it won't go out of date as such. Like it won't go moldy or it won't it won't go off.
I've never heard this
I've
before.
never heard of it.
No.
Well, I think years ago there was a video of someone who kept was a Big Mac or something in the glove compartment of the car, and they opened it, and it never changed. Anyway, so this kind of backs up that because there was a McDonald's in Iceland who a photo, not a photo, but a real thing of the last McDonald's cheeseburger sold in Iceland in 2009. And they say, let's have a selfie together, make sure to tag it, blah, blah, blah. And underneath then, it's a box with a window, and inside is that last cheeseburger that was ever sold. It just looks like pop that in the microwave and it's fine. Do you know what I mean? Like it just, like it has not changed. Like think 2009.
That just no, I don't buy that. I am not convinced.
But you can see how the packaging has started to fade and there's like
Yeah,
whatever mold or something there. But yet the food still looks like it's just came out.
I'd say they replace that every morning.
I know. I think that's real. I think that is real. I think if you, I mean that's a test that you can do. But I think if you buy a burger or a Big Mac or chips, there's something in it that preserves it.
I don't think I'm going to test that. I
I
would
mean, it
rather
could test.
eat.
Well, yeah, that's true. The test would be not eating the McDonald's.
Yeah, that's
That
the
it
real
was test.
test. It's probably like clay or something.
Yeah, I know. But my one of I say resolutions. I don't really make resolutions, but yeah, I do kind of want to cut down on fast food this year.
Go you, Peter.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
it.
I was expecting to say that you're with me or that you're like and then there's just silence,
No,
and
I
then
don't
there's
have any New Year's resolutions. But
okay, fair,
that's a good one.
yeah, it's a
Go
good one.
you. I believe in you.
Yeah,
You can do this.
Won't last that long. Have you
What's
heard? Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, what's your favorite fast food?
It would be Indian to be fair.
Oh, okay. What do you get from the Indian?
It would have to be a chicken. No, hang on, a tikka. Let me get this right. Hang on, because I always get this wrong. I always get the and see the woman on the phone. Like it's so a chicken tikka chili masala.
Okay, that sounds spicy.
It can be spicy, but it's a mouthful, and I hate saying it.
A chicken.
I take it. I take just put them all together. It's annoying that they now know your phone number.
Oh,
That
that.
happens in
Oh
ours where they like
no,
they like
that's
record
so
your phone
bad.
number. So yeah, I know. And it's even more awkward when you're just ordering the same thing every week.
Not spice it up a little.
No, I know.
That's spicy enough.
That's a good pun, yeah.
Mhm.
I've tried like a jalfrezi here and there, but I've never went for the vindaloo.
Oh, yes.
Well, I wouldn't chance a
Nah,
vindaloo.
definitely not. I wouldn't do it myself.
So what are you kind of swaying towards?
Chinese. Chinese every single time. Has to be honey chili chicken.
Okay.
That is my go-to. But I do like Indian, but I
Mhm.
rarely get it. But I go for a makhani.
A what?
A makhani.
Okay, what's that? Is that the weird potato things? No. I got these really weird as a starter. I got these really weird potato things in the beginning. And it was like a potato dish. What is yours? Is it spicy or
It's not. It's more sweet.
okay?
I can't remember if is it pineapple or coconut or something. I can't.
I hate coconut. I hate coconut.
Oh no, I love coconut.
No, no,
Coconut's so nice.
no. I'd be a fan of like a butter chicken as well, like something
Yeah, but
mild like that.
I think a
Yeah.
makhani is a type of butter chicken. Let me look it up because it's gonna annoy me if I don't know.
It's actually making me want to have an Indian now. But I see in my book, an Indian, it feels like it's healthy.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't feel as greasy or something as anything else.
No, I agree. I would agree with you on that. Apparently, this is a type of buttered chicken,
Mhm.
but it doesn't give me anything about what's in it.
I have a little clip to play as well. My second "Are you convinced?" question. Do you think you'd be able to tell the difference in cold and hot water being poured? So as in like being poured into a cup. Could you tell the difference between cold and hot water?
Yes.
Do you think you could?
Yeah.
Right? Just by the sound?
By the sound.
Yeah, obviously not by looking at the steam because that's going to be a giveaway.
You didn't say. I was just going off the
Oh,
steam.
the hot water's the one coming out of the kettle. Like no, the sound of the water.
Yes. I'm going to say yes.
You can tell the difference between hot and cold water from sound alone, and I'm going to prove it to you. I have 2 identical cups and 2 identical beakers I'll be pouring the water into. I'll pour each sample, and at the end, I'll let you know which one was hot and which one's cold.
To me, that's hot.
Yeah.
And that's cold.
I'll give you a second to vote for which one you think was hot water and which one you think was cold water. Time's up. The hot water was the first one. The reason this happens is as water heats up, its viscosity changes. This change in
I
viscosity...
don't really care how it works.
Booyah, we're so smart.
But like, how weird is that?
It is
That
weird.
your brain knows.
Maybe it's just chemistry.
Maybe it is just chemistry. The good old chemistry days.
Back in the day.
And one other thing that I want to say is a lot of people over Christmas, and I did see this a lot on Christmas Day, and it's people who go on Facebook to ask questions that they could be, like go to Google and find it out yourself.
Yes.
So the one question that you'll see on Christmas Day is, are the shops open, or what shops are open today, or what time does that shop close at? Why do people go to the effort of putting that on Facebook and not just finding out for themselves?
I don't know. I know that you see that quite a lot, but I don't know. Maybe it's a generational thing.
Yeah, it could well be.
I feel like it's definitely the older generation.
I just feel the effort that you put in to writing that. You could have searched, and then you have to wait. Then you put that in. Then you have to wait for people to reply for you to get a response. It's
the same as someone coming into a shop, and you know what? That's not the same.
What were you going to say? Please, I'm intrigued now. Go on.
I was just going to say that's the same as someone coming into a shop and going straight to a member of staff and asking them where something is instead of going and looking for it themselves. Is that the same thing?
Yeah, I guess it is. It's more just like, Yeah, between laziness and between like
Yeah.
attention, like people just wanting attention.
Oh yeah, and the people that
Now, see on the other side though, if shops didn't move stuff around, we wouldn't have to do that.
see, I do get that, but at the same time, it's kind of hard not to move stuff around.
Why, why, why bother? Why not just leave it in the same place that it's always been? And I get the whole like, you want people to walk around the shop and you want them to buy things and all
That's
that.
not what it is. It's
But then what else is it? Just messing with people.
Christmas,
Okay.
Easter,
Mm-hmm.
summer.
They're just naming winter, autumn. What do you mean?
I mean, you can't have this gets said to me so many times
I can see the anger in your face.
because it annoys me. It's like, can you stop moving things around? Like, yeah, that's okay. At Christmas time, we'll just condense all our Christmas stuff into one tiny little section, and the rest of the shop can just stay the same. Like, we'll not have space for your turkeys. So, are you going to complain about that now, or are you gonna complain about the fact that?
I get that. No, I do get that. I do get that. But why? Okay, two things. First thing is, why can there not be just a dedicated aisle for all that stuff that just comes in and out?
Because
I'm thinking of the likes of B&M, Home Bargains, where they have that aisle and it is just either Christmas, it's Halloween, garden stuff. That it just changes, but everything else stays the same.
did you not just go back on what you said? You said, why do they have to keep changing things?
No, I mean,
you said,
no, but what I mean is like shops changing the entire layout. This is definitely like Tesco and definitely like Sainsbury's, where they will just change aisles and change things for no reason. I get they have to move stuff for like what you were saying, like Christmas and Easter and stuff, but like there's like Tesco's where you go in and bread is over in the left hand side one day, and the next day it's just the total end of the other store. Like,
Well, right,
I don't get that.
but it does happen so often where someone asks where something is and they're like, why do you have to keep changing things? I'm like, because what you wanted was in the Christmas section and it is no longer Christmas. That's why
Yeah.
it's changed.
That's fair. So, but then the people who say they move things, you know, like they move special offers to the front, so you see them, and then you have to walk around the shop to get to your bread and your milk, because then you'll buy other items on the way. That's annoying. Or
Well-
would you not? Would you not like consider that a thing?
I wouldn't really consider that a thing, no.
Because you don't think like when like if I go into Tesco, bread and milk are the furthest items away from the door.
That's a lie.
That's not a lie.
That is a lie.
I can think of 2 Tesco's in my head that's the case.
I can think of 2 Tesco's in my head where that is not the case.
Name them.
Mackerfell
I'm
and
thinking,
Port Stewart.
now I'm thinking of the big Tesco's.
Well, I'm from a very small town, so there's not very many of those around me.
Right. Okay. That's another story altogether then. Because you're thinking of a wee Tesco Express or something.
No, it's not a Tesco Express.
There's the posh ones.
Well, the Tesco in Mackerfell is quite small, but bread and milk are literally...
How small is your Tesco? I don't mean square feet, but
I was going to ask, are you looking square feet here or what? Because...
I don't think I've ever been to the Tesco Mackerfell. I'm thinking Forest Side. Or I'm thinking of the big Tesco. What's the big one called there? Or like Lisburn or like Banbridge.
No.
You haven't been to... These are other places in Northern Ireland.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. Okay. So so Lisburn, right? Lisburn. Yeah. You walk to now. I've been going to Lisburn since I was about 12, and this has always been the case. You walk in the door, and the bread and milk is the far right of the store. And by far right, I mean you have to walk through the entire store to get to it. So why is it not just in the front row?
I don't know.
That's just so you can walk round the shop and you can buy other rubbish on your way there, and that's why you go in with just 2 items and you come out with a basket.
Well, then, don't go into Tesco just for bread and milk.
I mean, that's an option, but I'm just thinking if you want to go to, you have to get your club card points. You want to go to Tesco.
Well,
You
then go
have
to
to go do the
Tesco's
whole thing.
Express.
Ah, but that's too no, yeah, that's in the town. You have to get parking all in the town. It's too tricky. So no. Um. Okay. Well, it's interesting to hear your view on it then for the Christmas Isle and the. You're not doing it on purpose then.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
If I had it my
Okay.
way, nothing would be changed. But these things have to be done.
Now here's another thing. If someone comes up to you and asks where a certain item is, I would be so nervous on the spot, trying to think out where that item was and walk them to it.
Right?
Do you think you know where every single item is?
Yes.
Everything.
Yeah. Yes. And that is so sad that I can say that, but I know for a fact because I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, if someone asked me to name every single item in this shop, could I do it? I'd say I could probably have a good go at it. But yes, I know where everything in that shop is.
Think how much room that's taken up in your brain.
Too much. Truthfully.
It's just insane. It's just insane. Fair enough. I think we got both sides of the argument there.
Yeah, I think that was.
But I'm still convinced that shops just do it on purpose. That certain shops will do it on purpose.
Yeah, certain ones. I agree with that.
Where did I even start? Where was I even talking about? Did I even start that off? Oh yeah, so people asking questions on Facebook.
Yep.
I'm convinced that it's just that is for attention, because otherwise, why wouldn't you just, Google that information instead of asking for?
I know. Some people just.
And I don't want to steal like people's comedy bits, but there's several comedians who have done bits on people like checking them into hospital or like putting like major things on Facebook just to get that. It's the same people that do that.
It's always not where I wanted to be tonight.
Yeah.
And then the comment is, oh, what happened, chick? PM me, chick.
Yep. And it's so annoying because everyone wants to find out. Why would like
New me, XX.
Oh, I hate that as well. Do you know actually there hasn't been as much as that? That must be a generation thing.
What generation?
That's a good question. What generation? Because I feel like about 10 years ago I would have done that.
Okay, I don't.
Do you ever look at your Facebook memories and just see things that you put up on Facebook, and it's literally just like, I wonder do I have any today?
No, mine came up today, and it's the most embarrassing thing ever. Where's my phone at? I get this up.
Oh wow! On this day 2 years ago, oh my God, this is the caption, right?
Okay.
It was eventually going to happen. What do you think that was? This day 2 years ago.
Honestly, it could be anything.
My little COVID test.
Not gonna lie, thought that was a pregnancy test.
To be fair, yeah, if you squint. Yeah.
That's what I was originally gonna guess.
It was eventually gonna happen.
If it makes you feel any better, I got mine over my birthday. Over my 18th birthday.
Mm.
But what? Does it get worse?
You go. Yeah, it does get worse. You go first.
Okay,
what's your?
Well, I've got a couple of things here, but we'll go for on this day 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yay! I got picked for the P7 open night. We will be doing science. Yay! Can't wait. It's on Tuesday, 14th XOX. And I didn't spell any of that right.
Yeah.
And
it's the X and the why are you putting X's on Facebook?
And for some reason, it has 40 comments.
Popular.
Back then, anyway, not anymore. But yeah, it's the whole XOXO and the single B instead of BE.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even spell science properly, so good thing I wasn't doing English.
Funny because that's another thing that's on my list. I might just do it then, but I'll do that as my final one before we go. I was going to do it next week, but that actually ties in. Another thing on mine 9 years ago, 2015. I don't know why I put this. Happy birthday, Elvis Presley, the one The one and only. And it got 8 likes. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. And do you know what the best thing about that is? I'm going to have to put a screenshot on this. I've actually tagged Elvis Presley in on that status.
No. Oh, you did not.
That's grim.
Were you just hoping that one day he would see it?
Luckily that's all I've got today. That's not too bad.
Oh, I've got quite a lot. But
what's your most embarrassing out of the lot?
That one was the most embarrassing, but
right.
There's one here that I shared. I shared a photo. Well, not a photo, but it's like it says, had jobs in customer service for over 3 years and have never had anyone below 25 be rude to me, but loads of over 40s ... But the younger generation have no manners ? So
what age are you writing this?
Well, that was 5 years ago.
And you're speaking about the younger generation. Like, were you not that generation when you were writing that?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Just ahead of your time.
But that's it. Apparently, we're the rude ones. I'm like, no, that's not true.
You go through a stage of being rude, being okay in life, and just back to the start again. You're like once you're old, you're back to. I think you're just back to being rude again. It goes full circle.
I hope I am never rude, and I will never be rude to anyone that works in retail. Because I know what it feels like.
Yeah, true. Oh, so to end this episode then, on what you're talking about, like text speak, basically, are you convinced that you still remember, or you still? Because I'm guessing you don't still use it. Like who uses it these days?
No, I know.
Like full. I mean, like full text speak.
I couldn't.
Like,
I would cringe at myself.
Yeah. There's a quiz of these here. So the first one, what does KK mean? I mean, that's pretty
okay.
Simple, I think. Okay. This one, I'm actually not sure. What does SMH mean?
Shaking my head. See if I get all these right. This is going to be
Is it really? That's one I actually didn't know. With FOMO, well, that's fear of missing out.
Yep, fear of missing out.
GOAT.
Do you know this?
Yeah. Only in the past couple of years. You know the way everyone is using the wee symbol of the animal now on TikTok, and that's the only. That's how. Yeah, the goat. Yeah. I didn't want to say it was to give it away.
Symbol of an animal.
But the options are getting on a train, greatest of all time, going out of 10.
Greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time. What does IYKYK mean? So if you know, you kiss. If you know, you know. It's your karma, you know.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Yeah. But see, when you see all those like in one message,
yeah,
how would you ever decipher all that? Like it's a code. What does PMOYS mean? Point me out your street. Put me on your Snapchat. Pick me out yourself. I actually don't know this one.
I don't know this one either, but I
would go towards Snapchat.
Oh, really?
But then I don't know if it was text. You wouldn't really have had Snapchat.
I would have said the first one, but
point me out your street. That's the least likely I would have said. Point me out your street.
Oh, that's true. Maybe it is the Snapchat one then. You're probably right.
Or pick me out yourself.
No, that
I'm trying to think what you would say like in a text message. Like what? Why would you talk? Why would you be saying that?
Pointing someone, yeah.
Or okay, we'll go for okay. So what? Snapchat.
You're right. Yeah.
Okay. How many is there? What does ASL mean? A sorry loss, age, sex, location, or always stay late. I know this one instantly.
I don't.
You don't know this one? That's definitely generation one then.
The middle one?
It's a middle one, yeah. Age, sex, location.
That was a good guess.
If you're like talking to someone, that was like either the first or second message.
Oh.
You're just find out like
BBM.
What exactly they're about. What does V mean?
I know this.
very, virgin, or vague? It's gonna be virgin, isn't it?
No, it's very.
No, is it very?
Yeah, it's
Oh
very.
yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, be good. I've been reading all my text messages wrong then. What does?
Good version.
Yeah. What does PAL mean? Is it parents are listening, people are losers, pain and loss?
I want to go for the middle one because that's something I'd say, but it's probably the first one.
See, I think sometimes you would use this kind of speech if you didn't want people to know what was going on.
Yes.
So the parents are listening would make sense because then you don't want to type that.
Yeah.
I think that was the last one, was it? Thanks for taking the quiz.
Yay.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing that we got all of those right.
I'm going to say it's a good thing.
I kind of miss tech speak in a way. Kind of wish it would be brought back.
It's gonna come back. It is going to come back.
It's weird the way it just disappeared.
I know. And you started being weird if you used it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you putting up like XO and XO on Facebook, like people who just did that on every message. Remember, like if it, like there was just kisses all over the place. Or and there's people on my Facebook who still do this to this day. If you're listening, when they put happy birthday messages, or they even not even just happy birthday messages, they speak to their partners over Facebook and write on each other's wall, and they put like "I love you," XXXX, see you later. X. Why are you putting that on Facebook?
I never see that these days.
I've seen it a few, and these people are still back in time. They haven't moved up in this current generation, and it annoys me. We'll leave it at that.
I think that's a good place to leave it.
Yeah.
A warning from Peter to stop doing what you're doing.
Probably 100% those people are going to know who they are anyway. So anyway, it's going to be awkward. So yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. And thanks if you're one of the new listeners as well that have just joined the podcast.
From Peter's Power
not
Washing
not just from Power Washing, because there have been a few from you, to be fair, you introducing me into the word Thran.
There you go.
Mm.
My parents don't believe that you didn't know that word.
I swear on my own life, I had never heard of that word before.
That's incredible. Truthfully.
And it's when you put it into a sentence, it just made it sound so culty that it's obvious. Then I wouldn't have known. It's just a culty thing.
It is. I will give you that. It is a very culty saying.
Yeah, I wasn't brought up like that. So yeah, thanks for listening. And if you aren't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button.
Hit the subscribe button.
I love how you point that it's there. Like, it's going to show up. And
welcome to my channel.
We'll leave it there.